Cant. I am Crystal, your tarot reader. I hope you are well. I hope your family is well, and I hope that glowing spirit of yours is well. I know it's like, Hattis Daughter, are you gonna upload videos? Family, I have been trying to upload videos for about 2 weeks, and the energy has just been so all over the place. I just didn't feel comfortable uploading what I had. It just didn't feel connected. The energy now is getting more stabilized. I feel more joy. I feel more compassion. I feel more hope. So thank you so much for waiting for me. I will be uploading the winners. And I don't like to say winners because it's not like it was a competition. I will be uploading the ones that I chose for the complimentary readings on my Instagram first. It is, what's my handle? Hattis Hierophant. So difficult. It's going to be on Instagram at Hattis Hierophant. So check there first to see if you were chosen. And not every sign participated, so I still chose 12 people. So there's that. What else? I'll make a separate video announcing the winner, so that might come later on in April, but April 1st you will see it on Instagram. Taurus, welcome to your April 2020 reading. Let's go ahead and get started. The center of your reading is the Judgment card. I am getting so much energy from that Judgment card. First of all, it is the center of your reading. It is a major arcana, so we can expect this feeling for a while. So one of the first things I get from that energy is that of like your past. But it's not like your current past. It's almost like past lives, right? So I almost feel like you're dealing with things karmically from past lives. I feel like you're having a lot of deja vu. You're having some dreams. You may even be getting spiritual visits in your dreams. Or at the very least, you're getting like these gut feelings, okay? And interestingly enough, during this time, because all of these external things have been kind of taken away, or our lifestyles have obviously changed. A lot of us are indoors, and we're more so with our families and such. So all of those external things are no longer there. So you're going to see an increase collectively of that spiritual connection. So that's how come you're feeling these things. I feel like there's going to be more to come in regards to that connection. But let's do this. Let's go ahead and go to your moon energy. And your moon energy is where spirit is working in your favor because they love you oh so much, and or where you are resonating. And believe you me, those two have a marriage. So let's move on. You have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, along with the Seven of Pentacles. So right away, I feel like, is there a lot of Taurans in the medical field? Because I just get these images of just complete and utter exhaustion. Want to know, like, when is this going to be over? Is this worth it? Right? I'm getting it mostly from here. Almost like, is this worth my life? Is this worth the risk? Is this worth, as far as, is my work going to pay off for the risk that I'm taking because of my family and my loved ones? And then I also see some of us who are just unstable as far as what, our work environment. You want information like, what's going to happen next? The anxiety, and I don't feel like it's more anxiety. It doesn't feel anxious. It just feels like, Taurus, I feel like you've accepted the day-to-day, right? You've accepted like this is how it's going to be, and you're not dwelling in it. You're not sad about it, but you're just more like, what is tomorrow going to be, right? It's almost like you're walking on eggshells is what I feel. You just want to know. I feel like you're like, I just want to know, so I can do that, so I can conform my life to that, right? I just want to know, who are you waiting to get information from? It's not our political leaders. Like, I don't feel like that's what you're waiting for. I almost feel like, I don't know if it's a boss, if it's a CEO, if it's a company. I don't know what it is, but I feel like you're waiting to get an answer so you know what to do next. For you Taurans that are in the medical field, because this picture that I see, right? By golly, like, I'm getting the chills. The people that you are helping, the people that you are taking care of, the way you nurture them, right? Their gratitude goes with them to spirit. You have to know that. They're extremely grateful for how nurturing you are. And it even spans into people who are still at home, and you have to nurture your family, and you have to nurture your friends, even kind words. There's something about how you're translating your compassion and your nurturing side and your trust, your loyalty, the receiver. You are changing their lives. You are changing their perspective. And they're so grateful for it. And Spirit is helping you with this. So that's why this judgment is coming up. That's how come you're starting to feel these things and having these deja vus, because it almost gives you a little flutter in your heart, gives you a little tickle in your belly. That's almost like a energetic gift from Spirit, so you can translate that to the people who need it. That's beautiful. All right, so let's go to your sun energy, and your sun energy is your ego. That's where I see you, that's where you're seen, right? And the first card you get is the Knight of Wands and the Four of Wands, along with the Nine of Cups. So I'm getting a few downloads here. So for the past couple of months, Taurus, I feel like we've been talking about relationships, but more in a sense of outwardly you're showing that I'm not interested in relationships. No, I'm good. I don't mind being single, for those of you that are single. And even for those of you who are in relationships, I almost feel like there was a small little disconnect, but it was a one-sided disconnect. It's almost like you disconnected and or your partner disconnected, right? But I see like more of a commitment. I don't know if it's you that's asking for the commitment. I just feel like it's one-sided. So if someone is wanting a commitment, it's almost like they're coming to you, Taurus, and they're like, look, let's move forward. Like, let's do this. And of course, with this, the nature of the times, it kind of changes our perspective, and it gives us a certain kind of urgency, right? It gives us an urgency to move forward. And I feel like that either you are doing that, you're like, okay, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and make this official. And or someone else is approaching you that way. But again, I feel like it's kind of one-sided. Now, during this time too, the most important, our energy right now, wherever we resonate, because that frequency is so high now, Spirit is like, whoa, we're getting a lot of questions, we're getting a lot of prayers, we're getting a lot of manifestations, right? We're getting a lot of wishes, and that's what this card represents, wishes fulfilled. But this is a wish fulfilled with work that you've put in. Let me explain. So let's say that you are wishing I could be 20 pounds lighter. You envision yourself looking 20 pounds lighter. You try on a pair of jeans every other day or every other week, right? All of a sudden, you're not into fatty foods. You're into foods that make you feel energetic, right? That promote weight loss. 2-3 months later, all of a sudden, now you don't have that weight because it was something that you were meditating on. You thought you were just wishing it, but Spirit put things in line and did things for you to make sure this wish came true, and that's where you are now. Now, I try to simplify that story as much as possible, but for some of you, they're really big wishes. So just be alert as far as where your energy is and what you are wishing for and what you are praying for and where your energy is meditating, because Spirit wants to give it to you, and this is showing up in your ego, so you are going to see it. Okay? And if some of you are looking for more stability, and interestingly enough, because you know how we were reading in your moon energy and what's happening in spirit, right? It is going to manifest in your ego as far as that stability. Like, I just want to know, tell me what's going on. You're going to start getting more answers as far as what the next steps are. Because before it was a bit more chaotic. Now, instead of being like 15 different lines going in 15 different ways, now it's going to be 10 different lines going in more sporadic ways, but more manageable. And that's going to bring you some relief because you can manage that. Before, I felt like you couldn't manage it before, but this is going to bring things to where it's a bit more manageable for you. In your immediate present, I have the 8 of Cups. Wow. And I have the 7 of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles. I'm so sorry I got stuck on that energy. It is so emotional. It is so emotional. I am so very sorry, and I hope that this isn't a trigger of any sort, but I just feel like, Taurus, that I have to tell you, I don't know if someone just recently passed away or you've witnessed it or whatever, but you helped them transition, and they are so incredibly grateful. I don't know if you helped a loved one or stranger. I don't know what it is. I can't see the connection. All I feel is the gratitude. And perhaps it's also from the family as far as the gratitude. I also feel like there's something, I don't know if you had to leave a job or if you had to leave. I feel like you left a place. You left some place physically and you went someplace else and you had to do it quickly. And it's almost like you had to leave some things behind, but you took something that was very special to you. Okay. We can definitely expect, Taurus, that you are going to be putting your pen to paper. I don't know if some of us are kind of documenting your isolation, or if you're documenting your experience within the medical field, in the hospital, in a nursing home. Like, there's something, and then there's some stuff in between. From that to that, there's things in between that a lot of us Taurans are documenting. I don't even know if you're documenting how you're feeling on a day-to-day basis. It's almost like you're checking in with yourself, right? It's like you're managing your mental health. So I feel like somehow you're documenting it that way. There's some documentation here. Are some of us homeschooling? Because I just see so many different things. I see us teaching, I see us learning, but it's like work. I just see pen to paper. I don't see it on a computer. I see it pen to paper. So there's a lot of documentation there. Okay, let's see if we can just get some clarity, because I feel like that was more of like informative. So let's see if we can get some clarity from Spirit about what our next moves are, Taurus. We are going to expand on your... Did I show you any of your cards? I don't think I did. Let's review that. So, your moon energy, there we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, along with the 7 of Pentacles. And then in your sun energy, we have the Knight of Wands, the 4 of Wands, along with the 9 of Cups. And in your immediate present, have the 8 of Cups. Thank you. And the 8 of Pentacles. And of course, we know our center energy is the Judgment card. So I just kind of got clear. I think that was more for me than it was for you. So I just got clarification, right? We have a bunch of 8s here, and I just keep seeing like that infinity symbol. So for sure, a lot of you are, it's almost like you are crossing that veil of your past life. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. I just see all these past lives kind of going like this, right? And you see how the middle of my fingers, how they all kind of meet? That's kind of like where you are. Yeah, okay. Let's expand. Got it. Spirit, sometimes they just be showing out and showing off. So I expanded on that Queen of Pentacles, and I have the Ace of Wands along with the World card. Taurus, I know you knew that was going to happen, right? That shows up right in spirit. So that's, with all me picking up on these past lives and these karmic relationships that we're resolving, right? That Saturn, it's signifying this cycle. And I feel like that it's not the ending of a cycle. I feel like this is the beginning of a cycle for you. And with that Ace of Wands, that kind of signifies that for me. That's, because Ace of Wands are all about new beginnings, starting something new. And this is a passionate newness. So it's gonna shift you, and it's gonna shift your direction. Very interesting. So I expanded on that 7 of Pentacles, and we have the another 8. We have the 8 of Swords along with the Empress. I was going to say along with the Venus, right? So again, that speaks to all this love and this compassion that you're giving out. And is it worth it? It absolutely is. The Empress has showed up and said, yes, Taurus, it is absolutely worth it. This is, I wish I could explain it. All I can do is see it. That's how come this is so hard for me. I have chills all over my body, and I can see a picture, but I don't know how to verbally give it to you. So I'm hoping, and I'm going to pray that Spirit brings it to you in a dream so you know how to translate this. All I can tell you is it is absolutely worth it. If you're thinking that it's not, like, we need to take off that blindfold, right? Because your heart chakra is already open. But there's something here as far as sight that is a bit blocked. Can't be fear. Yes. So when we start getting these, and it happened to me, when we start getting these downloads and we start getting these feelings and we start getting these synchronicities, and you kind of turn to someone, you're like, oh my gosh, I knew that. What, did I dream that? Right? These things are going to start happening to you, Taurus, if they haven't already, right? And it can be frightening, but not in a way to where you're afraid that something, the boogeyman's going to come get you. It's being afraid of the responsibility of it, right? So you're just like, nope, I don't see a thing. I don't feel anything. Okay. I believe in science, and science kind of not explain, but I'm just overwhelmed. I'm tired. Right. So it's almost like you're trying to discount these downloads that you're getting, these visits that you're getting, these feelings that you're getting, these deja vus that you're getting. You're trying to downplay it. Right. The Empress is showing up because she wants you to know that she is supporting you, and she is supporting this. She showed up in your spirit world. She showed up in your moon energy, right? And she's there with the Queen of Pentacles. She is nurturing you as well. That's why you're coming across so nurturing to others. And this is on that Queen of Swords, right? Because we're looking for information. Like I said, we're getting mostly in that time to where our guard is down. Unfortunately, it seems to be becoming more so when you are like exhausted. That's when you're getting these downloads, because that's when you drop all your guards. So if you're looking for that information, if you're looking like, are my prayers being answered? Are my manifestations being heard? Does Spirit hear me? They do. They do hear you. And they're responding to you during those times to where not much is going on. Pay attention to those times, to where you finally take that deep. Okay. All right. So let's see So as I'm saying, let's see what's going on in your sun energy. Kidding me? Are you kidding me? Boy, Spirit, you just be, whew. So, all right, Crystal, pull it together, pull it together. All right, so we have the Knight of Wands. I expanded with that with the Sun card and the Queen of Wands. It's so interesting. I feel like most signs are getting the placement in that area of the Queen of Wands. Collectively, we have had it. Collectively, we are seeing the oppositions, we're seeing the discrimination, and not just like culturally, right? That's been, right? That's kind of one of those black and white things, like, oh yes, I see that. But what we haven't seen on a larger scale is that of rich and poor, right? And we're seeing things on a worldwide scale. And a lot of truths are being kind of seen, right? I'm having such a hard time explaining it because I'm just getting more pictures than I am words. I apologize. But with that being said, what I can say and what I can explain, along with you and others, there's almost going to be like, we've had it, we're going to make change, we're going to ask for change, we're going to protect those who can't help themselves. And it's like, I see you. That's what this energy is. The Queen of Wands, she's charismatic. She's fair. She knows how to explain things on a level that is relatable. She's not going to come to you like the Queen of Swords, right? Who's a bit more like professional and a bit more political, right? The Queen of Wands comes to you the realest of real, and you respect her because she comes with class and she's educated, she's smart. Don't try to question her, right? Because she may not look like that normal like Queen of Swords package. But the more she speaks, the more people listen. And that's what you're going to be doing, right? And that's how karmically we're dealing with all this stuff, because it's time for you to show up and show out and show people this side of you that's always been there. Because Taurus, if you think about it, you've always been in a position to where people listen and or people come to you to be heard. And you're going to take this on a larger scale. And yes, because this is what you want. This is what you're looking for. You're looking for that stability. This needs to be good for all. This just can't be good for those two, right? This needs to be good for all. So I expanded on that Nine of Cups, and we have the Two of Swords along with the Hierophant. And Hierophants represent like big organizations, big businesses, big politics, right? I see big buildings, right? And here, this typically means that of indecisiveness. But I feel like it's not that at all, because it's coupled with that Nine of Cups. It's not indecisiveness. It's you actually making a choice. I gotta say something. I gotta do something. We have to help these people. We have to help our people. Not to mention, that's you, Taurus. You showed right on up, right in your ego. So that lets me know, right? You showed up in your ego energy. We have the Sun card, the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands. Like, man, I want to see it, because you are about to show up. You are about to show up. I'm expanding on your immediate present. And I expanded on that Eight of Cups. So whatever it is that we did leave behind, right? And then you had to leave something behind, and you took something with you, and you said, I'm going to cherish this. And this is, at least I can have this for a memory. It was something very heartfelt. And for those of you who just helped someone cross over, right? This kind of signifies that transition. The Ten of Swords. There's such finality in that, right? An ending, but a transition to something better. And then with the Knight of Swords, I felt like for those of us who had to leave something quickly and leave something behind, you didn't get all your stuff. You had to like run out of there. You had to get out of there quick. And I feel like for those of you who did help someone transition, or perhaps you were there during a transitioning, it happened so fast. And your first instinct was to assist emotionally, to help them with that transition. It was instinctual. Bravo. So with that Eight of Pentacles, I have the Page of Sword along with the Queen of Cups. For those of you who are looking for an answer here, tangibly, right? Spiritually, you're getting your answers. Tangibly, you're like, so which direction should we go? And again, it's going to be a feminine energy that you're waiting for. Doesn't mean that it's a woman necessarily, but it's an energy that is loving and caring, and that's patient, and that's how come you're so willing to wait for this information, because you know that they're doing everything they can too to make sure you get this information. So you'll be getting that information, Taurus. Wow, makes so much sense now why that Judgment card was the center of your reading and why it's a major arcana, and really it's going to last for months to come, because wow, you're doing a lot of work. I want to expand on this so I expanded on that Four of Wands, right? And we have the Two of Cups, right? Remember how I said that there's something going on with relationships. It's not I don't feel like it's both of you at the same time. And sometimes relationships work like that. Sometimes I love my husband a bit more today than he loves me, right? And vice versa. That's just the nature. And I feel like that's kind of where you are too. But whomever is the one that wants to move forward, it's like, please know it's the real deal. If you're questioning it, Taurus, if you're like, do they really feel that way for me? They do. They've been feeling this way for you for a long time. And they're ready to make that offer, right? I think we've already said that, and this is just spirit kind of solidifying that, because I feel like you're still really uncertain, and or the person who's after you is really uncertain. Okay. Any messages there for work? With you, man? What is going on with you, man? So I extended on your center energy, that Judgment card, which is a major arcana. We got another major arcana of the Hangman and another major arcana of the Star card. So we have Aquarian energy also here. We have the flipping Nine of Cups, right? And your ego, and your immediate future in the center of your read, your doggone heartbeat. We have the Star. That's beyond wish fulfillment. That's you working with spirit. And you are being called to this. It's almost like that North Star, that spiritual North Star. It is shining so bright for you. It is doing more than calling you. It's almost like there's a spiritual string that's attached to you and that star, and it is like tugging on you. And this Hangman, right? And because the three of those are together, okay? Because we have the Judgment, we have the Star, so we're having this pull, and we're having this tug, and we're having this connection to where we're kind of at that crossroads of all of our past lives connecting in that line, right? You feel it. And this Hanged Man is asking you and encouraging you to just surrender to it. Don't be afraid. Don't think it comes with all this, like, don't think about it, really. That's it. Because I don't feel fear. I feel more like, I just keep hearing like, I don't want the responsibility of it. I don't want the responsibility of it. And Spirit saying, don't think about it, right? Don't think about it. Just let it happen. And then I have the Page of Pentacles who's right there. And pages are messengers, right? And it's a minor arcana, so this is going to be a small little shift. A small little shift that's going to awaken all of these things for you. Okay? Alrighty, my love. That was amazing, to say the least. I am trying something new at the end of the readings. I had a girlfriend of mine, I want to say maybe sometime last year, she gave me these little angel cards, and I would take them to work, and I would pull 2 to 3 cards a day or a week, and I would resonate on those little angel sayings, especially when I got in that energy of being discouraged or overwhelmed or anxious, what have you. So I want to do that for us too. So I just chose 3. And any time that you're feeling uneasy or feeling like, I don't want the responsibility of this, or my gosh, this is deja vu, what's going on? You know, during those times where you're just a little unsure, let's look to willingness. Like I have a big, well, it's not big, but there's a ton of cards in there, and I shuffle them around before and after readings. But for some reason, this willingness keeps coming up for a lot of us, right? You have to have the willingness to accept this change, this new cycle. Like it has to be here spiritually. If you block it off and say you don't want it, Spirit won't give it to you. They listen. So your willingness to accept this new cycle, this new life, your new position in life, right? Think about your willingness, especially when you start to feel a little tug in the thread. I don't know what that means, but when you start to feel that, think about your willingness to get beyond that tug. Hope that makes sense. And then wisdom. I love that. Because with wisdom comes experience, right? With wisdom means that I've made a few mistakes myself. With wisdom is when you're able to accept those mistakes and you're able to share those mistakes. And when you share them, it gives someone else encouragement. Say, oh gosh, I'm not alone. You made that mistake too, and I think you're pretty awesome, Taurus. That's wisdom. When you're able to share it, when you're able to make decisions based off of your wisdom. The next one is depth. This is the first time I've gotten this, this angel card. And I feel like that because we are, I wish I had a better word for it, because we're here. By now, you know what I mean by that. I'm hoping, because I don't. Because we're here, Taurus. That depth that you are going to need for understanding, for clarity, go there when it doesn't make sense to you, because it's not at first. These dreams, these downloads, these deja vus, it's not going to make sense to you at first. So just go a little bit deeper. Take a few more deep breaths. Lie in gratitude. That's how you'll get to that depth, to gain understanding. Okay? Listen, I absolutely adore you.